Hey guys, Jacob here. This is going to be another returning weapons video in Division 2. Now that the beta has been played a week ago, these are going to be some of the official returning weapons. Some of them are officially confirmed, some I could not get my hands on, but they're definitely in the game. For a good example would be the P90. But first off, I'm going to start off, this is the Tactical Vector. This is the 9mm model, 6.K damage. This weapon was used a lot for me during the beta. I ripped through people and NPCs using this, but you couldn't get an extended mag, so I didn't really use it that much. The DZ, I mostly used the assault rifle, which you can see below was the primary assault rifle I used because it was mostly the only one I could get my hands on that was actually pretty decent. The blue weapons do have talents on them, but they only have one. But you can see Jazz Hands 10% reload speed for the AK, which is pretty nice since it's an AK. But the RPM is pretty slow. But this was a weapon I used a lot, mostly in skirmish, because it was so good. Next is the M60. I use this in skirmish as well, as we'll see in the gameplay. This gun is ripped through players when I was using it during PvP. I know there was a few other weapons you could use, like the L86. That was an LMG that was really good. And I did get my hands on one, but I didn't use it because for some reason I just wasn't thinking at the time. And that's why I mostly use the M60, and the damage is pretty insane. Next is the fan favorite, which is the ACS-12, or aka the Showstopper. I know a lot of you guys really wanted this weapon to be in Division 2, and we know this weapon was confirmed. Most of these are confirmed. This is a next official video to show you guys that they are in the game, so you guys know for sure. This weapon is insane in PvP. Everyone was using it in the Dark Zone, on Xbox at least. The next is the model M700. This sniper was awesome with no scope on it during a skirmish in the Dark Zone because I could hit someone with one bullet and it would literally just rip through their armor. And Algro gave me 10% rate of fire, so I could be sitting here hitting shots all day long. Next is the SIG 716, aka the Devil. I didn't really use this weapon in Div 1, but in this game it actually hits pretty damn hard, and I really like semi-automatic guns in this game because they're actually pretty decent, and the urban is really good as well. I could not get a blue urban, but I did get a green one, so you guys will see that in a second. But this weapon was actually pretty decent with the stable talent that is back as well. But that's what I used because it was pretty damn stable, hitting people from a distance, but I did not use a scope. Next is the MP7, which is coming back. Slower rate of fire than the Vector because they did nerf the Vector in Div 1, and they buffed the Vector RPM in this game, but the MP7 is now 950. I'm pretty sure you could probably get up higher if you really wanted to, but I couldn't tell because there's no extra mag or a talent to get your RPM up higher. Next is the classic M44 carbine. This was a sniper I used at the beginning of the game. 78.4K damage is way higher than the M700, but it didn't have a talent on it, so that's why I obviously wasn't using it. But this gun actually just destroyed kids when I was hitting them in the head with the scope on it, because it gave me that 30% extra headshot damage. You guys will see there's a pretty big, well, not huge, but there's a decent buff using the classic M44. Next is the Super 90, which is the only purple one I got during the beta. It's the only purple gun I picked up at the time. I don't think I picked up any more. I think I picked up at the end I think it was a Vector that was purple, but it was the only one I can get my hands on. Next are the sidearms, and this is the X45 handgun, the 686 Magnum, which is back, which a lot of people have been using in the beta because it hits really damn hard. The 1911, which is actually my favorite handgun at the moment, the M9, which is the standard one you get, and the snub nose Rhino. This pistol hits insanely hard. Wids did a video on it, you guys can see for yourself. But now I'm going to go to the stash box and show you guys a few weapons that I did pick up. The USC, which is actually an SMG in the game, in the first game, but in this it's actually a rifle. I know a lot of people were kind of pissed when they picked it up because they're going to shoot fully automatic and didn't check the RPM, and it only shot one round. But this gun is actually really insane if you're using the, I can't remember exact set, but there's a set that gives you rifle damage, so this gun actually hits pretty damn hard if you can get your hands on that set. Now, here's some of the other weapons that I found that are green, which I did not get in blue. MP5A2, which is not burst fire, it's a full automatic, as you guys can see by the RPM. I'm pretty sure this is the first weapon, one of the first SMGs to get your hands on. Next is the House, which a lot of people are really happy this is coming back. It's the MPX. I used it a lot at the beginning, but then I got a level 7 version. Most of these are level 7, but I only use the blue one, so I kind of just do them in the stash here to show you guys what they look like and show you that they're in the game. Now, my favorite AR is the CTAR. This thing rips through people. It has 4 attachments, 900 RPM, and has decent damage. It's like a bullfrog, but I think it looks cooler, and I think the stability on it and the accuracy are better than the bullfrog. And also, you can have a 4th optic or magazine. I bet you can actually have a magazine in this gun instead of the bullfrog, because the bullfrog doesn't actually let you have a magazine. Next is the P416, which is not a piece of crap in this game. It's actually pretty decent. It's the first gun you get your hands on in the game. Plus the M9, so I'm probably using this a lot because it's actually usable. Next is the Police M4, which was the first full auto, assault rifle I got from Div 1 that I actually really liked, because this gun actually is pretty nice in Div 2. In Div 1, it's kind of inaccurate and the stability is pretty shit, or I just can't hit anything with it. But that's that one. Next is the new gun, M16A2, which is a burst. This is under the rifle category, which is pretty damn awesome. A lot of people were really mad because that was an M16A3 from Battlefield 3, but it's not. It's the A2. Now, the Urban MDR, which is also a fan favorite. A lot of people are happy this gun was back. I was using this a lot when I first went the DZ because this gun is insane, especially if you had the right gear sets. Next is the Bullfrog, aka the FAMAS. This gun was insane as well, but you couldn't get a magazine on it, which kind of pissed me off a little bit because it's either, I think it's a magazine. It's one of those you couldn't get on something. But next is the Competition LAR-15, which is, a lot of people thought was a lightweight M4, but it's not. So I got trolled on that as well, because like, ooh, lightweight. Instead, it's a semi-automatic rifle. So this gun is actually really decent. I did use it a lot in skirmish when I first started, because it's one of the first guns I got my hands on, and it's actually pretty nice due to the drop-off yards. So the drop-off range on the bullets. Now, the LD6A2, which I got at the very end. This was recorded at the very end, I think a day before it ended, before I got my purple Vector. But that gun's pretty awesome. I've seen a lot of people using it and hip firing with it, which is something I wish I would have done, because it seems like it was really funny just to run up and hip fire people. But now, I'm going to show you guys a few of the weapons on the level 30 characters, because some of the weapons I could not get my hands on due to the fact that they're not, I guess my luck is shit, or you can only get them on the level 30 characters. Now, this is the MPX. You guys can see this is the gold, or the legendary. The legendary one, as a lot of people have been saying. It's just basically the gold one, or the high end. It does 7.4k damage. The RPM's the same. You guys can see they do have talents on. Infantry MG5 is back, which has a talent as well. You guys can see all the talents if you guys just want to pause. I went through this really fast for some reason. I don't know why. Next is the Black Market AKM, which is like the normal AK, but the normal AK you cannot get a muzzle. Covert SRS, which is a sniper from the first game, which is pretty awesome. The LVIC, which is now a semi-automatic rifle. And then there's the ACR SS, which is also a semi-automatic at the moment. I don't know if there's another ACR in the game that's full auto. There could be. And then the custom M870 MCS. That's going to be all, guys, for some of the weapons that are returning. There are probably going to be a few. Good example would be another gun that I'm actually going to cover, I forgot about, that a lot of people didn't know was going to be in the beta, because from some of the PTS footage they showed, or the alpha, my bad, you could see some of the weapons that were going to be in the game. And that is the sidearms that a lot of people kind of ignored. And that is the D50, or the Desert Eagle. I was using this gun a lot during the mission. This thing, absolutely shreds the NPCs, and I can't wait to use it on players and make like a pistol type build and just hit people just from a distance. That's gonna be about it for those. I will show you guys a firing range, because a lot of people wanted to see it, which is pretty damn awesome, because this is one of my favorite guns, or favorite sidearms, that I wanted Div 1, but they never did add it. Now, I will go show you guys the crossbow, which that is the specialist, because I was using the survivalist specialists, and I only had one round in it. But that's gonna be about it for that. But thank you guys all for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.